Yeah, bro.
I had an 02 or 03 Warrior.
No shit. You're kidding, man. Kidding. Thanks, buddy. Too funny, man. What's going on, South Florida? Look at this weather, and we are good to go for another ride with GD Warrior. Man, that's gonna be interesting. What's up, guys? It's your boy GD Warrior back in town. Welcome to South Florida Bike Life. Look at that, palms, sun is shining, it's freaking gorgeous outside, and I'm finally back on the bike, man. So long. I mean, to me it feels forever. Battery's charged up, bike is ready to go for lots of more new videos out there. So I'm so excited I don't even know where to go. Anyways, so today's subject is what made me buy a Warrior. Why did I choose the Warrior? Yamaha Warrior, alright? But before we get started, first I wanted to say, as you guys have seen, there is a lot of changes going on my Facebook fan page, my YouTube channel. You know, I've been like trying to learn how to create logos, design them and all that stuff, so we can get a nice logo going. The name has changed. It went from straight GD Warrior, which, you know, my Warrior people know what it is, what it means basically. My first two initials, last name, first name, last name, and then Warrior for the model. But people that are not familiar with the Warrior did not know. Oh, it was hard to find me, you know, stuff like that. So I changed it up to a more generic name, South Florida Bike Life, which at the end it actually truly represents my life. I live in South Florida, and you know, ride my Warrior in South Florida. So GD Warrior, South Florida Bike Life. It's easier to remember, I guess. Oh, we got a body right here. Flying through the streets right now, man. Jesus. Anyways, so yeah, that's about that. So you guys can find me now on youtube.com/South Florida Bike Life, or on Facebook, facebook.com/Southflow Bike Life, SOFLO Bike Life. And so let's get right to it. Me personally, I don't know if about you guys, but before I buy something, I do tons of research. I mean, tons of research, whatever it is, man. You know, even last time I just bought simple like GoPro bolts and stuff, and it took me like 2 days until I was done with my research. You know, I did the same thing with the motorcycles, because I want to make sure I get a good motorcycle, which, you know, won't last, I mean, will last me forever, and, you know, it's reliable, good quality, and has some punch to it, you know. So so that's what I did with the Warrior. Let me tell you guys what I first considered before I even knew about the Warrior. It was the Suzuki M109R. We went to a bike show in Miami, and I had the, you know, an opportunity to sit on it the first time, and I scratched it off my list because it was just so heavy, you know. I wanted a bike that's good in cornering and everything, you know. I'm from Germany, and we don't have as many straight roads like we do down here in South Florida, you know. So when I used to ride a bike there, I was used to cornering, you know, and leaning sometimes into the curves and all of that, and all that stuff. So so I wanted something similar, and the M109R was out of the window. And next on my list was the V-Rod. I rode the V-Rod and everything was good. Price-wise for that bike, it's not that I can't afford it or anything. I can, but I just didn't see to spend that much money. Especially I just moved down to South Florida, and you know, I didn't know the type of drivers, the type of roads and everything. So I was like, if I crash that bike, so God forbid something happens, you know, which can happen with any bike as a matter of fact, then, you know, a lot of money will be gone. Yes, you have insurance and all that stuff, but it's a lot of headache involved, you know. It's easier for me to replace a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 bike than a, you know, $17,000, $18,000, $19,000 bike. The next thing on the list was the VTX. VTX, nice bike, but I mean, no man, cornering on that thing, I test rode one, not my style. So back then I had a boss, Dan Gunter, and he actually was like, hey man, you're looking at bikes, you're looking at muscle cruisers, check out the Yamaha Warrior. I'm like, Yamaha Warrior, what is that? So he told me that, you know, it's a muscle bike. He used to build some of them. He actually made one, which you can see right here in the picture. And he used to build with his brother a Yamaha Warrior drag bike. Gorgeous bike, man. And I got very interested, you know. So I was like, all right. I saw what you can do with these bikes. I hopped on Google, did tons of research like always. And while doing tons of research, you know, I ran across a few really nice bikes online. I came across the RS Warrior forum. I actually signed up, and you know, and what I was reading there, like, I did not only go to the Yamaha RS Warrior forum, but I also, you know, went on the V-Rod forum, VTX, Suzuki M109R forum. And there's one thing that I noticed about all of these forums. The people and members on the Warrior forum, they talk completely different to each other than the people on the V-Rod forum or Suzuki M109R. Their knowledge is much more, you know, technically compared to the other forums. And just the respect and how polite they are and how happy they are to help members are on a much different level than compared to the other you know, forums that I just mentioned. So I did research, all right, and I found out that there was a drag racing championship called AMA, and it was a 5-time championship winner in the AMA drag racing championship. Nigel Patrick set, I think, 25 records with the Yamaha Warrior at the AMA drag racing championship, which, you know, shows me that the Yamaha Warrior is a very, or can be a very powerful bike. It earned a lot of respect because of that, and that was a big factor for me as well. You know, I mean, if you can make a drag bike out of it with 150 horsepower, you know, set all these records and everything, that just tells me how well built and well designed the engine is, you know. Anyway, so to continue with my story, so I looked into that and went to a dealership. They had one in like a burgundy red or maroon red, I would say. And when I saw this thing in person, that was it. You know, they didn't let me test ride it, but I sat on it, and right there when I sit on it, I was like, whoa, this thing is light. Just like everybody else that I put on my bike, and I tell them on purpose, sit on my bike, they are like, oh my god, this is so light, you know. I saw it the first time, so to me it was massive. It was long, it was low, that huge massive tank. I was a little bit almost intimidated. So they didn't let me test drive it. I was like, no, 1,700 cc. That's a lot of freaking cc's. Wow, 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 wow. Welcome to South Florida Bike Life. Anyways. Man, you just want to go fast on that thing, man. I'm trying to keep it like around 40, 50, but it doesn't work on that bike, man. It just doesn't work. So yeah, so then I went on a research and I was looking at the prices of the bikes, and they were very, very affordable, man. I was shocked, you know. My manager was like, yeah, if you find one for like 8 grand, you know, under 10,000 miles or so, that's a really good one. So I found one in Kansas, all right? Freaking 1,100 miles on that bike. I got it for $5,000. 5 G's. So I didn't even go there, I didn't even ride it. It was mint, it was bone stock, nothing was changed on the bike, you know. Barely rode it, garage kept, mint condition, and I bought it, you know, and I bought the bike, and everything is very affordable on it, you know. Even the insurance, I mean, insurance is extremely cheap, you know. I even calculated how much my monthly payment would be, you know, and it came out to like $90 with perfect credit and stuff. So so extremely affordable for a really good top performing bike like that, you know. And I bought it, you know. I love everything about the bike, the specs especially. You know, when I was reading up the specs, a V-twin air-cooled engine. You know, for some people it's a benefit, you know, for some people it's not. You know, for me a true muscle bike has an air-cooled engine. Anyways, aluminum frame, 4 valves per cylinder, you know, 4 spark plugs, 2-in-1 exhaust, double disc brakes in the front. You know, the suspension, the weight especially, and all that other crap. 650 or 670, I think it's like 650 or 660 pounds of weight, dry weight, right, without the liquids. With the liquids it's, I think, what, 687 or something like that. So does this sound familiar to you? You know, think about it. What did Harley Davidson just now came out with, like a week ago? Exactly. The FXDR. You know, the FXDR has almost the same specs as the Warrior. You know, from double disc brakes to the weight, to 4 valves per cylinder, which they just got out with that, with the Milwaukee 8 engine. You know, the Yamaha Warrior had it already since 2002. You know, and all that other stuff. Aluminum frame. The FXDR has now an aluminum frame. Wow. 2002 Yamaha Warrior had it already. Now I'm not trying to bash FXDR. I mean, if I would buy a second muscle bike, it would be the FXDR, because it's like the new Warrior basically. You know, it's like the new improved version of the Warrior. The looks, I don't know. You know, but a bigger displacement and all that stuff, absolutely. It's basically screaming, hey, I'm a Warrior, but I have a Harley Davidson tag on it, and the Harley Davidson look. You know, I wish Yamaha would come out with a model like that. So yeah, you know, these specs at that time, there was nothing else out there that had something like that. You know. Anyways, that's another reason why. That's another reason why you know, it made me buy the Warrior. Especially the handling. I mean, the handling is so awesome. I mean, even I got a 260 tire, and I can just throw this thing around. You know, when we are in a group of bikers and we ride together, stacked information. You know, when we gotta make a U-turn, like I make the U-turn and I still stay in my lane, you know, the left lane. When they make a U-turn, it's like a semi-truck. All right, they go all around the globus through China, and then end up in all the way in the far right lane. So that's another thing, you know. What else? Customizing options. I mean, there's unlimited amounts of customized options. You know, you can make the bike look the way you want it. Virat. You can make the bike look the way you want it. You can just personalize it yourself. You know, that's what I like, and you can do it for cheap. I mean, you can do everything from rear wheels up to freaking 330, you know, or 320, whatever, to raked out front ends, bigger front wheels, you know, modified swing arms, modified what's it called, rear fenders. Everything can be changed. Like my Warrior, people don't know what it is. You know, they're like, what is this? First of all, the Warrior was only produced between 2002 and 2010, okay, with the Canada bikes included. And then they got discontinued and they were out of the window. And the people nowadays, they don't look into bikes that far back in the years, you know. They don't look at, oh, I want to buy a Harley Davidson from 2002 or a Yamaha from 2002. So no, man, they see what's going online right now at this time in this current market, or go to a Harley Davidson dealership or Indian, you know, Victory, whatever, and those are usually their bikes. Plus, you know, their social, you know, friends, I would say. You know, when one guy has a Harley, the other guy wants a Harley because, you know, they want to compare penises. They want to compare the cojones or whatever, you know. So some people buy it for the image because they want to ride the image. They want to pay, you know, $20,000-$30,000 for the image. Okay, sure, I don't have anything against it, but not out of my pocket. You know, 90% of my friends are all Harley Davidson riders. We love each other. We bust our balls. You know, I'm a rice cooker. They are a fucking oil leaking tank. You know, and that's it. Look at it. Oh yes, right here on the ocean. Gorgeous. Let's just go in the water, hop in it right now. Sweet. Anyways, so yeah, customizing options. Not only that, but the performance upgrades on that bike, they're incredible. You know, remember the guy that I mentioned before, Nigel Patrick, the guy who set the records, 25 records with the Yamaha Warrior? Well, guess what? He himself produces performance parts for the Yamaha Star lineup, including the Yamaha Warrior. You know, the Raider, the 113 cubic inch engines like the Stratoliner, the MT-01 in Canada, you know. So come on. Ooh. So speaking about performance upgrades, back then the specs on the Warrior, you know, they were pretty good. And it's not always about displacement, you know. Remember, weight to power ratio. You know, the lighter your bike is, the faster you move forward. Just doesn't matter, you know, even if it is lower displacement. This is Delray Beach, Atlantic Avenue, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, you know, the bike only comes with I mean, it's not only, it's actually pretty good, you know, but with that specific weight, it came with around 72, 73 horsepower and between 98 and 102 pounds of torque. After I spent like around 3 grand, and a little bit more, you know, if I include the 2-in-1 exhaust and the power commander and the Ivan's ECU flash, let's say $4,000, right? So $4,000, that's including labor, all right? Including labor, 4 Gs. It went from 72 horsepower to 110 to the rear wheel dyno, and from 100 pounds of torque, 102 pounds of torque, to 121 pounds of torque at that weight. So this thing is a rocket ship, you know. I mean, it's incredibly fast and quick and still good to handle, right? That's exactly what I wanted. A muscle bike which handles good, and now it has plenty of power, barely weighs anything. So you know, to me, I hit the jackpot. Plus, because of all the customizing options. I customized it the way I want it to look like. You know, it's unique. There's not one guy out there in South Florida that has the exact same bike I have. You know, there's not like other bikes out there that they all look the same. They might have different colors, you know, but they all look the same and they all perform the same. You know, like, I got a lot of respect for you if you buy your bike and you customize it and personalize it yourself. You know, like me, I've never worked on bikes ever before, even in Germany. You know, in Germany I would go to the Werkstatt, which is you know, a shop, and I would drop it off and they would maintain it, or, you know, do my oil change, whatever. With the Warrior I started to learn how to do everything. You know, started all with an oil change. I had freaking anxiety when I did this the first time. You know, now it's a 30-minute job. You know, never changed brake pads. I had anxiety when I did it on the Warrior. Now it's freaking 5-minute job. You know, and all of that. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for you if you customize your bike your own, you know. And the Warrior is very, very easy to work on. Actually, extremely easy. Everything is very simple, you know, and everything is very straightforward. When I poured it and polished my heads, I took the whole engine apart myself, you know. So, and I put it back together myself, you know. Yes, I admit I had a friend of mine call back on the phone, you know, but everything was very well documented, and once I had the engine apart, I just did everything in reversed order and everything worked fine, you know. So I had the engine all the way down to the lifters. Alright, let's put some gas in that beast.